Nicole Reed of Nicole Reed Real Estate. So, I mean, you are a business mogul, and I am really excited to talk to you today about all things business because that seems to be a hot topic. Everybody is starting a business. A lot of people that I know are, people are getting into it. People have been doing this for a long time. So,
Mhm.
tell me about your journey in business and,
Ooh.
tell me about you. Let's hear about Nicole Reed.
Oh God, I mean, where to start? It's been a lot. It's definitely been a journey, but it's been a good journey. I won't complain. Let's see, we can start from the beginning of real estate. So prior to me getting into real estate, I was in banking. So I was in the banking industry financing for 16 years. I was a vice president for BB&T, one of the fourth largest banking on the West Coast when I was there. So that was 2015 when I ended up leaving the bank. But so I have a lot of background when it comes to the banking, the financing, the lending, all of those things that I think is a very important aspect to the real estate side of things. And I think that that is what really helped me be very successful at a very quick time as well, just being able to have that knowledge, information, and expertise. So in 2015, I decided that enough was enough. I was over corporate America, had 5 young boys. They were in travel sports, traveling all over the place. I was really, really stretched. Then I was going to school in the evening times, managing several locations, and something just had to give. And banking was what it was. I was done. I was just totally done with just all the things that were going on in the banking industry. So it was just like, yeah, I think my chapter is done with this. So I put in my notice with the bank. I grew up there. So I started there when I was 20 years old. So I kind of grew up there as well. So I put in my notice and I gave them a month and a half notice. So, I really respected, where I came from, what I was able to, achieve and get from it. So I wanted to make sure that I left in good terms, that, if they needed me to train somebody in my spot, that I would be willing to do that. But I just knew I couldn't stay there anymore. So I did that and I stayed there to the end of the year. And at that time, I really didn't even know what I was going to do. I just knew what I wasn't going to be able to do anymore. And I really took a sabbatical and I just kind of prayed about it. I fast, I worked on me and just to try to figure out what my next move was going to be. And let's see, actually, probably May of that year, of the following year, 2016, me and my husband was having a conversation and, he had talked about getting into the real estate investing side of things. And I was just like, oh, it was kind of like a light bulb that kind of went off. I was like, hey, I've always been interested in real estate. Couldn't do real estate when I was in banking because I was an officer of the bank and it was a conflict of interest. So I couldn't do it then. And it was like, oh, maybe I should go ahead and get my real estate license. And, I can be the realtor, you can be the investor. And so from that point on, I went online, I found a class that was starting that following week. I signed up for the class, finished the class that week. The following week, I went and took my test with DPOR, my state and national test, passed that test. And the following day, I was at a brokerage signing up. And I was a realtor.
All right.
So from that day forward, I mean, but I just dove right on in. I had my first contract the first week I got licensed. And I just been rolling ever since. It's been a really, really good ride. There's, definitely some challenges to that. And just understanding as a realtor, which I think a lot of people have the misperception and don't treat their business as a real estate agent as a business, and so many people don't make it past their first year in real estate either. And a lot of that is because of that. And it's a commission-based business, right? And it's a business to building relationships with people as well. And, people have a hard time connecting with that. For me, when I left the banking industry, I left a 6-figure job, and so it was like, and I had 5 boys to take care of. So it was Okay, failure is not an option. Failure was definitely not an option. And I'm a hustler by heart and by nature. Like, I'll do what I need to do to get things done. That's just who I am. And it doesn't really matter what tool that is, whether it's in banking, whether it's in sales, whether it's in real estate, whatever. It doesn't matter what that vehicle is. Like, I'm a go-getter, and so I've been enjoying it. It's a service-based business, and I feel like it has the same type of qualities as when I was in banking. I was in banking to serve people as well. And in real estate, that is what I do. I serve people. Like I said, it's just a different vehicle,
Yeah.
but things have definitely been great. I started out as an individual agent, worked my way up to growing a team. And so right now I have a successful team. It's a total of 6 of us right now. And then I have an admin and I have a transaction coordinator as well. So, and I work alongside with my husband. We actually both do the investment side together, but he kind of spearheads that. He's the project manager for our investment projects, but I handle all of the other aspects of that as well. So it's been great.
Do you guys work well together?
Sometimes.
You ever have those moments where like, okay, get out. I'm done with you today. No.
Oh, we have them all the time. So
I'm picturing my husband and I working together, and I'm like, I don't know how that would go.
Well, we understand that neither one of us is the boss of each other, right? That was the first thing that we had to really come to an understanding with, because I have a management background and he has a management background. So we're used to dictating and delegating things. And I'm like, no, this is not how it's going to work with us. So we had to get that a really quick understanding with each other. And there are times when we step on each other's toes because we're both really kind of, he's an alpha male, I'm an alpha female. So,
yeah,
we kind of sometimes, but overall, I think we work pretty well together.
That's awesome. Well, you have built an empire. I mean, it's like the sky's the limit for you, because every time I see something new that you're doing, you guys are growing and building things. And it seems like you've got a lot going on all at once. You have a radio show.
I do.
Tell me about your radio show.
Yeah. So my radio show, we've been on the air for 2 years in April. So just had our 2-year anniversary. Gosh, I didn't even celebrate.
Wow.
I have to do a belated celebration or something.
Celebrate today, right now, on the show. Congratulations.
I stay so busy. I didn't even really pay attention to that. Yeah, so 2 years on the radio. We're on 2 different radio stations as well. 106.1 ESPN Richmond, which is a local station, and then also 105.3 FM, the Choice Radio, which you can get streaming as well. Both of those you can actually get online and streaming. So anybody anywhere can actually listen to the show. But the show is called The Real Playbook, and we talk about all things real estate. So no matter whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, if you're looking for designer tips, financial tips, all doing things real estate, anything that has any form of connection to real estate, we talk about on the show. So we've talked to attorneys, title companies, inspectors, designers, stagers, we have industry experts that come on the show, and sometimes you get me as the expert as well. And we talk about the market. We talk about the real estate market, the trends, what the market is looking like, are we experiencing any changes? We talk about the rates. We just talk about a whole lot of things. And every once in a while, I have nonprofit organizations that pop up on the show that I want to just give some recognition to and some support to as well. So it's a great show. I enjoy it. Hopefully we'll be able to take some of that content and just repurpose it into a podcast and a YouTube channel. So we've got a lot of things in the work on that. Just so much to do. So.
And you stream that on Facebook sometimes. So I'm able to catch that. And so you are in Richmond, Virginia. For people who are out of state, that's where you're located, but people can find you and follow along that journey anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. You just never know. So when we go live, so right now, we've been doing some recordings for the show versus live on air. So sometimes we're live on air. And sometimes we record the shows, but when we record the shows, we do a live Facebook as well. So, we can have that Facebook audience. So a lot of people tune in to us from Facebook too.
That's me. Yeah.
Yay. Keep on tuning in. Hopefully you learn something, you get some good nuggets. We try to have, a fun time, but also provide some education and information. And, our number one goal is just to inspire people to, in real estate.
Absolutely. Well, tell me about this exciting thing that just happened to you where you were on HGTV.
Yeah.
Oh my, what happened?
Yeah, I'm so excited. So yeah, I was featured on House Hunters with HGTV. So I had an opportunity to share my experience, but also one of my clients' experience in purchasing a home here in the Richmond market. So it was very, very fun. Long hours of filming and recording. So we had producers come out and fly out from California here to Virginia and did some recording on that. So, it was a really good show. It aired March the 9th. People who have not been able to watch the show can still watch it on HGTV. So if you have their streaming app, or you can go back and look at their previous episodes, you can look at that one. It is season 211. Episode 12. So you'll be able to check out the show. It's called High Expectations in Richmond, Virginia. My client is a trip. Pretty funny, but we had a really, really good time. And so it was a great experience. I was not my first time in front of the camera filming. I filmed a couple of shows here in Richmond. And even back younger, my dad was a producer, and he was actually an actor as well. So that was one of the reasons why we moved to Virginia in the first place from Ohio. When the new Millennium Studios opened up with Tim and Daphne Reed, we relocated. So he was working with them and we relocated. So I've had some days some time in front of cameras before. So it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. They've asked me to come back again. So we'll see when the next show will be.
You could partner with HGTV and just have your own show. I'm rooting for that. So
yeah, so that's something, that I've been thinking about. I do actually have a couple of friends who have gotten shows with HGTV. So that is maybe my next move.
I
know.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have to come up with the concept of what we want to do. Maybe something a little bit different than what's already out there.
Yeah.
As well. So,
or you might just take over Netflix.
Come on, selling RVA. We've been trying to throw it out there. So
there you go.
You just never know. I keep myself open for opportunities, whatever may come my way. But I stay pretty busy as well. So we'll see.
I know. Right. Well, back to the business side of things. Why is it, do you think, the statistics sometimes show that a lot of businesses fail within the first year? If we want to encourage people that are just starting out in business, what are some things that we can give them to look for?
Well, the number one reason most people fail in business their first year is because they don't have capital. At the end of the day, it costs to run a business. So you can have all the passion, all the great ideas, the dreams, aspiration, all of those things, but you have to have some form of financing to back that up, to sustain you, so you can grow your business. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of fail. They're passionate, they're motivated, they're excited to get into business and start a business, but there's a financial aspect to that. And so I think people really just need to be prepared for that. So number one, if you don't have good credit, I would say work on your credit before you step out. Work on your credit, work on building your business credit. So go ahead and get your business license, get your LLC, get your tax ID number, get all of those things, get your Duns and Barnes Noble number, and get those things that you're going to need in order to start building credit. So that way you can be able to get you some form of line of credit to kind of help you float your business while you're preparing and getting into business. So I think that is the number one thing that people really, really need to think about when they're going into business. But they also need to understand that this is a business. You have to run your business like a business. You cannot run your business like a hobby. You won't make it, you know? So when you think about corporate America, those are some of the traits and tools that I brought over to my business, you know, working in corporate America, you know, looking at your numbers, knowing where you're profitable, knowing what works and what doesn't work, paying attention to every dollar that you spend. You need to do that when you're starting business. So you need to do it from day one. Don't wait till you get that first check. You should be prepared. People wait and they commingle their funds with their personal assets, which is a big no, right?
Yeah, no, no, no,
Don't
no,
do
no.
that. Don't do
Oh,
that, you know, and they think because, you know, they are the business, maybe they're a sole proprietor, you know, they are the business. Sole proprietor is one of the least attractive ways that you should be running your business. You should at least have an LLC, if not anything. I will say I'm not a financial advisor anymore, so please consult your tax attorney or accountant or whatever. But you want to be able to set your business up from start, you know, and then treat your business like a business, pay yourself out of your business. So that way you can know exactly what that looks like. But you want to be able to have some form of capital that is there to float payroll, to float for supplies and products, whatever the type of business that you have, but have that capital there to help float you until you can get that consistent income going into it.
yeah, definitely. And so what would be your keys to success if you were to do like a quick bullet point list, like to tell someone, you know, right off the bat?
I think you just got to be consistent. Like everybody wants the secret sauce, right?
Right.
There is no secret sauce. It's called hard work and consistency. It's really what it is. So, you know, and you really like you want to be able to know what your goals are. Like you need to know what that looks like, right? So
Yeah,
let's say
that's
goal setting.
important. Your
It's super
why. If
important.
you don't know why you're doing something, you need to back it up. You need to make a list. What are your goals and how are
Yeah.
you going to achieve those goals? That's super
Start from the
important.
basic. Like you don't have to be as structural as my mission and my vision statement, you know, all of that stuff. Hey, I have that. I do have that for my business, but you don't have to start there, but you do need to know your why. You do need to know who you're servicing, who is your target market. Like you need to understand your business and you need to know who your clientele is because that's who you need to market. So you need to know what that is, but you also need to be real with yourself and you need to be consistent in what you do and you need to know what your goals are. So you have to write your goals are. There's a book that says write the vision and make it plain, right? You need to write it out. You need to see it. You need to see what that looks like. Once you see what that looks like, then you're able to break it down to the activities of things that you need to do in order to achieve that goal. And I always tell I'm a team leader as well, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I have several different businesses and I have employees, and then I have, you know, independent contractors that work with me underneath my team, Nicole Real Estate and Associates. But I tell them all the time, like, you have to not only know what your goal is, but then you have to know how to get to your goal because just simply saying, hey, I want to make this, or hey, I want to touch this amount of people. How do you do that? You need to find out what are those actionable things that you can do in order to be able to implement in your daily activities to be able to achieve the goals that you want to have. So for in real estate, for us, hey, if you've got a goal to sell 25 houses, how many people do you need to contact in order to get a certain amount of number of people under contract and that many homes closed, right? So we break that all the way down. And I think every business owner really needs to look at what the goal is and how to break that down in their own industry. You know, you need to know how many people you need to contact on a monthly down to the weekly, down to the daily basis, and having a daily activity. But at the end of the day, consistency is always key. If you're consistent, in what you do, the results will come back to you. So you have to be consistent and you have to make yourself visible. So that was the number one thing for me when I got into real estate was everybody and their mama gonna know I sell real estate, right? I needed to be visible. Visibility was more important to me than a lot of other things because I'm like, listen, what I am good at is I am good at navigating through things and I'll figure this out, but I need people to know what I do. Some people get so keen and stuck on, oh, let me learn everything. So then when I go out there, I have all of this stuff together, but you're spending money trying to learn all these things and you don't have any money coming in. You don't have the business, you don't have the clientele. So what I did, and what I think is very, very important for other business owners to do is hire a coach. Do you want to be scalable and do you want to get past that learning curve quickly? Then you hire somebody that's already done it, that can point you in the right direction and that can get you to your destination much faster. And so I believe in coaches. I've always had a mentor and a coach throughout my whole real estate career. And I will continue to have that because there's still areas that I want to grow and I want to improve on. And, I believe that having a coach and a mentor that's already done that is going to help me get there faster. I don't want advice from somebody who's never done what I'm trying to do. Right.
Right.
And I feel that, that value there, paying for something like that is so much valuable for me that I'm willing to pay that cost, whatever that cost may be. If that value is there, I'm willing to pay it. And I think business owners too busy look at the number and not the value. And you really, really have to be able to understand that it's not always about number if the value is there and it's going to give you a return on your investment and get you to where you need to get to faster, quicker. So hire you a business coach. Number one, get your business set up properly and get you some capital, whether it's a line of credit or if you've got cash, that's good that you can set aside for your business and you can inject cash into your business for a temporary basis that may have come from your personal. Maybe you had a 401k or something like that. And then you can put that money back once your business starts to be profitable. So definitely do that. Know your why and know what your goals are, and then break those down into actionable steps for you. So you know exactly what your daily requirements are. What is your job description? I tell my agents as a realtor, our job description is lead generating. If we're not lead generating, we're not doing our job, period. Like, that is how you get business. Lead generation is number one key to being able to build consistent business in your business and stay relevant in this market. It's almost 9,000 realtors in our Central Virginia market.
Wow.
And less than 10% of them are selling more than 12 homes a year. I mean, it's crazy. I have a list of the top 100 here, and the girl is on here.
All right, there she is.
Here I am. So out of 9,000 agents, I'm ranking year to date number 86.
Wow. Let's
So,
keep climbing. All right, I'm gonna have you back on when you reach number one. We're gonna do a big show for that.
I know, girl, got a whole lot of work to do. So, a lot of these agents that are top agents either have really mega teams or they work with a lot of like big builders, construction and stuff like that. So yeah, we've got some climbing to do, but again, that all boils down to like there are still goals and still things that I am working to achieve in my business as well, which is one of the reasons why I have a mentor and why I hire a professional coach to help me get there.
Well, you're in the top 100 of 9,000.
I know.
That's a huge feat right there.
Hey,
You have been working hard.
I'm working. So there was a time when I wasn't there. So we are definitely working.
Well, I love to hear you talk about consistency because I have found that that pretty much carries over into every facet of life. That is like the key to so many things. When we are just finding that something is not working, are we being consistent? Consistency is just key to really achieving anything that you're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that. And so I have team meetings every week with my agents, and we have goals that we set weekly, and then we go over, did we meet our goals that we had set for ourselves on the last week? And if we didn't, what is the problem? Like, what do we think is getting in our way? So we had that conversation. Let's be real with ourselves, because if you can't be honest with yourself, there's no way that I can help you achieve your goals, right? I'm gonna be real because there's some things that I still need to work on as well. So let's all be honest with ourselves and let's figure out what our weaknesses are so we can work on those and also play to our strengths. What are our strengths, as well. And one of the things that I found, with having this conversation with everybody is that they're not being consistent, you know, they don't have a schedule, that's planned out for them on a weekly or daily basis. And so it's not allowing them to be consistent. So we talked about time blocking, how important time blocking is, how important it is to put everything on your calendar. It doesn't matter what that task is, it should go on your calendar. And this is going to be an eye opener for you in so many different ways. Number one, are you just wasting time doing stuff, right?
Right.
Number two, are there things that you're doing that you could actually delegate and have somebody else to do because it's not worth the time that you're spending on it and someone else can actually do it? Number three, it's allowing you to prioritize the things that are important to you, your family, your self-care, your business, you're prioritizing all of those things. So when you are working, you're not feeling guilty for working because you've now incorporated time for your husband, your children, your family, yourself, and they're incorporated in your schedule. It makes it so much easier for you to be able to set that time and do that lead generation a couple hours a day, because you're not feeling guilty that you're not giving your time to other people you feel deserve that time as well, right? But
That's so important.
it's so important, and it's important that you spend time on your business too. So you can't you can have it all. You can I don't think there's no such thing as having a balanced life, but because things can always get all over the place, but you can have a healthy life, a balance as much as you can type of life, but you have to put some time and attention to it to make it work for you, and then give yourself a little bit of wiggle room to make adjustments if you need to make adjustments, but you have to know that there are certain things that you can't deviate from that need to be done. And if you deviate from them, they need to still be done before the end of that day. You can't put it off for tomorrow. So those are some of the things that we talk about on our team, because overall, I want everybody to have balance, to be able to balance that work life, that personal time. I think we're just so much more productive. I've done it. I slipped in my own business, not putting everything on my calendar and following it. I got it there, but am I following it? And I've slipped on that. But what I do know is because I've done it and I've been very successful, I've been so much more productive when I do plan those things out and I follow my schedule than when I don't. Things don't get done when I don't prioritize it and when I don't put it on my calendar. They just don't get done. There's so many things that I have to do, that if I don't prioritize it and I don't put it on my calendar, it's just not going to get done. It's going to get moved over to the next day. And the next day I already got a whole slew of list of things that need to be done. So I think that that's something that each business owner, entrepreneur can really take with him. And then you have to be okay with saying no.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
I think it's so important. It's so important to say no. I'll give you an example. I have on my calendar a massage appointment, right? So if my husband calls me during the time that I plan on going to get a massage, guess what? I'm at an appointment. I can't help you right now, right? Doesn't matter what the appointment is. If I'm at the gym and I've scheduled time to go to the gym and he has something that, hey, I seen this house, I really need to go. Okay, well, let me check my calendar. Okay, well, I have an appointment already. It's the gym.
Yeah.
It's me getting my nails done. It's me going to lunch, with a friend. Doesn't really matter what it is, but it's on my calendar. It's already booked. It's already scheduled. So let me see what other day works, what other time works. Maybe not the time that he wants to move, maybe another time will work that we can actually go do that. And so being able to have that calendar and being able to say, yeah, no, right now is not a good time. I already have an appointment scheduled, but how about this time? Generally, this time works for most people, or we can figure out another time that works. So
Yeah.
be okay with saying no, because sometimes it's needed. You can't
Yes.
you can't be so busy taking care of everybody else's emergencies and things that you're not taking care of your own. And I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of it. And it's still a work in progress for me because I have
Yeah.
a heart to give. I have a heart to serve. But I'm coming into myself more and more each day to understand that if I'm not giving to myself and I'm not serving myself first, it really is a lot difficult for me to give and serve to others. Like I have to learn how to replenish myself as well.
When you are not taking the real estate world by storm, what is it that you like to do for fun when you are just decompressing and you've scheduled that time for yourself? What are you into? What are your hobbies? What are you passionate about?
I like to shop. I like to travel and I like to shop. Um, those are kind of like my things right there. I like to go to different places. I love a beach. I love sun, sand, and water. So that's my kind of like my downtime. And just spending time with family and friends. When I can. It's not often because I stay pretty busy. I'm working. But it's good to just kind of just let go and just kind of relax. So I spend my time doing that, and then I travel a lot with my youngest son. So he's the last one. He'll be 16 in August, but he still plays travel ball. So like this weekend, we'll be going down to Hampton for a tournament. So I travel year round with him, all different places because he goes to Virginia Prep Sports Academy as well. So he plays travel basketball throughout the school year, and does school online. So we travel all over, with him since he's 6 months out of the year, he's not at home. So I'm at every single game, to make sure, I'm still present, as well. So yeah, traveling, shopping, and
Sounds
sun.
good to me. That's the best way to spend your time.
Yes. Read a good book if I can, but
Oh, yes. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Well, where can we find you? Where are you on social media? Where would you like people to hit you up?
Yeah. You can find me on Facebook at Nicole Reed Real Estate One. I'm on Instagram at Nicole Reed Real Estate as well. Twitter the same. LinkedIn, you can find Nicole Reed on LinkedIn. And I just got my little TikTok going on.
All
So
right.
working on the TikTok. Yeah, I was like, oh, I gotta get
Oh,
it together.
man.
I tell you, this social media, man, just have you all out your comfort zone doing all kind of crazy stuff, right?
Yes.
We actually had a TikTok challenge this week for my agents, just trying to get them more comfortable to doing different things in social media, utilizing that platform because a lot of people are online and digital, and a lot of people are getting business from the social media platforms. And so we need to be able to use them effectively and
Yeah.
efficiently. So we actually had a TikTok challenge this week. Everybody had to do at least 2 TikToks a day for 5 days.
Wow.
I know the struggle was so real. I was at nighttime and I'm like, oh, it's 9 and 10 o'clock and I haven't done one TikTok. So I'm doing two at 10 o'clock at night. But I got them in, but we're working on that. It's an adjustment to be made. But yeah, so you can check me out on all of those channels.
All
And then my website as well, www.nicolereedrealestate.com.
That's awesome. All right. Well, one quick home buying tip before we leave.
Be prepared for the market. Mentally, physically, emotionally, be prepared. I tell my clients, if this is your goal, if this is a dream, don't give up on it. In some areas it's easier, in some areas it's not, and so just paying attention to that, and just paying attention to the market, what that looks like as well. But I mean, that would really, I think it's such an emotional roller coaster right now that is the best advice that I can give for every buyer that's out there is you have to have perseverance. If it's your goal, if it's your dream to own a home, then just stick with it. There may be disappointments that come along, but there'll be another house that'll pop on the market tomorrow.
That's right.
You just got to be diligent and listen to the advice of your agent. If your agent is giving you sound advice and they're knowledgeable of the market, and they know how to get deals closed, you need to listen to them. That's what you hire them for. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you achieve that goal. So just listen. You've got a good one. I promise you, they're not trying to steer you wrong, so you just need to listen.
And anyone in the Richmond or Central Virginia area needs to call Nicole Reed of Nicole Reed Real Estate and Associates. Did I get that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
100%. Definitely reach out to us. We would love to be able to assist you, whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate. We are doing big things here. We're doing real estate redefined, and we are here to help you and serve you. So definitely call us, give us a call.
And I can personally vouch for you because you have sold some homes for me. You did a great job. So
see, look, so this is one of my clients too. And you're all the way where?
I'm in Tennessee, right outside of Nashville.
Yeah, so awesome. And I appreciate you definitely reaching out to me and allowing me to be able to assist you through the transition that you are going through as well. So thank you so much for that and trusting me through that process.
Yeah, no, thank you, because I knew that I was in good hands. There's that feeling you can just tell, when you're being taken care of and that everything's going to be okay. And you can trust the person who's working for you and they have your best interests at heart. So that just calms your nerves right there and puts everything to ease. So
yeah, well, thank you. That's always my goal, and I want my clients to feel good, feel comfortable, and ask as many questions that you have. There's no dumb question. There's not too many questions, and just ask that. I feel like that's very important, and even in relationship building, to be able to get a full understanding of who it is that you're working with, understanding of what it is that you need to do, on your end as well. So I think having open lines of communication is very, very strong key to success. So
absolutely. Oh man. Well, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with me today. And
yes,
we'll do a cheers for the final. There you go.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. And I look forward to see what more that you're doing and that upcoming TV show that we all know you're going to get.
Okay. All right. Let's put it in the atmosphere. Let's make it happen. Actually, I'll be putting something out later this week on social media about Richmond's best of the best. So I'm a nominee on there. So for everybody to vote for Nicole Reed Real Estate and Associates. I'll be putting it out there. So definitely friend request me and then look for the link.
All right.
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
awesome.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate it. Thank you for thinking about me. Absolutely. And thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
Oh yeah, no, it's been great. And I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You have a good week and I will talk to you soon.
Oh, you too. Thank you.